Before Gran Turismo sped onto the racetrack in 1997, Need for Speed beat out the franchise in 1994 by being invented first. Similarly, before Gran Turismo would terrorize moviegoers all of 2023, alongside Nicole Kidman, Need for Speed would plague movie cinema houses first. Hello folks, my name is Chris, but you can call me Ganhu or Chris, it doesn't matter. I watched Need for Speed in 2014, fresh off the heels of Breaking Bad. Here's the thing, when I was a freshman in high school, I hadn't seen any Breaking Bad, but for some reason I was enamored by all things BB. I wanted to see everything that featured Bryan Cranston, whether that was LBJ all the way or Malcolm in the Middle. I dressed up as Walter White for Halloween. That's not normal for a freshman in high school boy. That's not normal. Someone should have stopped me. I played Payday 2, which featured the likes of Giancarlo Esposito.
You see, I need my payday, too.
And he was there for like 2 missions ever. So I hope they got their money's worth. I was also a huge fan of Jesse Pinkman, aka Aaron Paul. And the only other credit that I knew he had at the time was Need for Speed 2014. So I figured, hey, Breaking Bad is a good TV show, or so I'm told. I hadn't seen it yet. And that guy was in Breaking Bad, so this must be a good movie, right? I first watched this movie in theaters in 2014, and I don't remember a single line of dialogue, a single scene, nothing. I don't remember anything from this movie. I'm basically seeing this with fresh eyes, so this video is 9 years in the making. Completely unbiased, unfiltered. Oh yeah, he's saying it. He's saying it about that movie that's based on a video game that's based on a Top Gun line.
I feel the need for speed.
I love that EA's logo right at the beginning of the film. Looks like they were gearing up for an EA cinematic universe. Like, what else could have been included in that cinematic universe? Like what, the Sims Battlefield? Are you gonna do a Sims Battlefield Need for Speed cinematic universe? So we get this montage at the beginning of the movie as a stand-in for what would be excellent character development. They instead just use some exposition. Holy shit, is that an Akira reference? Like 2 minutes into my fucking movie?
Give me 4 clicks of compression.
Sorry, Jesus, I forgot he was in this movie. Every time Rami Malek shows up in a movie, it's like a fucking jump scare. How many critically acclaimed actors are even in this terrible movie? We have Michael Keaton, Kid Cudi, other actors. So we get all that set up, and Jesse and his crew, I'm sorry, Toby and his crew talk about a race that they have coming up tonight. So they go there, except they're at a movie theater drive-in, and the worst cover of Fortunate Son plays. Oh wow, I would sue for copyright infringement just because someone made a cover of my song that sucked that much ass.
I see water and the sun and your sister in a bikini. Shut it. I see Toby looking at a lighthouse.
Every line delivered in this movie kinda sounds like they're just talking to each other for the first time, and they're supposed to be lifelong friends. I know every relationship has its own ebbs and flows, but these people talk like they have never met each other before.
Way to put your foot down, Benny.
Nice leather jacket, homie.
Okay, so it's like a drive-in race hybrid? That seems like a terrible place to have an illegal straight race. Hey, can you guys turn it down? We're trying to watch Cars.
And if I watch?
Jesus Christ, he looks so scary in every movie he's in. He looks like a fucking villain right here. So they race through town, and for the most part, they look like they're having fun. Like, look at this guy's face. Doesn't he look like he's having a goddamn blast? But then it gets a little dicey when it's just 3 racers left, and they terrorize this homeless person, and they all just laugh at him.
You bodied that guy's grocery cart.
You guys just destroyed this guy's like only worldly possessions and you're laughing it up? You guys are dickheads. I hope one of you dies. They even make fun of Benny, Kid Cudi's character, in the next scene for not calling out a potential pedestrian. Yeah, man, I think it would really kill the vibe if these guys killed somebody during their illegal street race, and then their old rival Dino shows up to kill the mood and asks Toby to finish building a high-value Mustang.
I want to see you build a real car. It's the one Ford and Carol Shelby were building when Carol died. I'll give you a quarter what we get for the car. That's $500,000 in your pocket.
This scene kind of has the vibe of somebody coming back from the protagonist's past to bring them back into the life of crime, but that's not really what's happening here. Like, clearly the movie wants to communicate that Dino is up to no good and that he's an antagonistic force, but all he's asking in this scene is for Toby to finish working on a car that's supposedly a huge deal and would mean a big paycheck for Toby and his crew, but it's posed like a moral conundrum. Dino even goes, "I'll give you the night to think it over." Like, what is there to think over? Just do your job. You guys are mechanics. Like, this is what you do for a living, right? Why is this even a question? Then all his buddies react like, "Man, fuck him. We don't need to do shit for him." Which, true, I guess. You guys can deny service to whoever you want, but it's not like he offered to buy out the shop from under them. He just wants you guys to work on a car that he's willing to pay $500,000 for. Personally, I think these guys are just stupid. And listen, a lot of this hinges on the fact that everyone's skin crawled when Dino showed up. We still don't know what Dino even did to be vilified by the other mechanics. I am just struggling to find a realistic reason for this guy to not be in jail and for them to refuse $500,000 to do their job like normal. Did he kill all of your dogs? If that's the case, that's horrible. I don't blame you guys for still being pissed off, but I'm gonna take $500,000 and work on his car with a smile on my face. So the next day, the car gets dropped off at their shop. They have their work cut out for them, and then cut to the next scene and it's fucking done. They fucking finished it already. You guys made such a big deal about how you didn't want to do this job, and it was so unimportant that we just skipped right past it. So I'm not sure if all the time spent between those two scenes was just them huffing motor oil, because everyone in the scene acts like a fucking dumbass.
Well, this one was built by Ford and reimagined by Carol Shelby, the greatest performance car builder in American history.
She's not from around here, Petey, so she probably has no idea who Carol Shelby is.
Well, I imagine that's why he just told her who Carol Shelby is, Toby. Wouldn't you think so?
How fast does it go?
Fast.
But why is it so fast?
It's 900 horsepower, baby.
Is that a lot? Can I see the engine? 5.8 litre aluminium block, SVT supercharger and racing headers.
I wasn't expecting that.
Nor was I.
Why? Because I'm a woman, or because I'm from England?
Or maybe it's because the three questions you asked before this were, does it go fast? Why does it go fast? And is 900 horsepower a lot? You also called it aluminium a second ago, so you still sound fucking stupid no matter how much you know about cars.
I really love Piers Morgan.
Could you imagine trying to break the ice with somebody by comparing them to the worst person imaginable that has something in common with them? Oh, so what do you do for work? Oh, I manage a Hilton. I've been in the hospitality industry for 13 years. Oh, that's really interesting. I'm a huge admirer of H.H. Holmes. He had a hotel too, and he actually turned it into a series of death traps, which made him America's first serial killer. Okay, well, this has been terrible. Also, can you imagine saying you love Piers Morgan as an American? Were those just your favorite seasons of America's Got Talent, or are you just that much of an asshole? They end up closing a deal, but Dino makes a wager after Toby bruises his ego.
You win, I'll give you my 75% of the Mustang deal. You lose, you give me your 25%.
So they hop in the foreigns, and Petey is there too. Why? Well, the blood of the innocent has to spill one way or another. I mean. They engage in the most dangerous street race this side of Fast and the Furious. The number of cars we see swerve off the road because Toby gets on the wrong side of the highway looks like something out of a disaster movie. As Toby and Pete reach the finish line ahead of Dino, Dino pits Pete at the last second. Oh my god, I think I just killed him. Oh, finish line, here I come. I unfortunately cannot take Petey's death seriously in this scene, even though it's super abrupt and tragic, which makes it all the more realistic. Aaron Paul even gives a great performance here, but man, I just cannot unsee the meme that came from this frame right here. I'm sorry, Aaron, but you've just joined your Breaking Bad contemporaries in the category of tragic performances that are so good they got turned into memes. Toby ends up getting the slammer for 2 years, and he and his buddies decide the best course of action from here is to enter and win the secret DeLeon race, securing a fat bag at the end of it all. Not really sure how this will avenge Petey's death. It's not as if this will even come close to disgracing Dino, but hey, let's just see this through. Dino doesn't get caught because the car that he was driving behind the scenes, he made it seem like it wasn't registered to him. So it was as if only 2 foreign cars got stolen from his place. So it places the blame on Toby. Oh, and the British lady is here too. She's just kind of here. She's just here along for the ride, I guess. Julia is her name, in case I didn't say that already. Sorry. They drive to Detroit to recruit Finn, who traded in his mechanic overalls for an office monkey uniform, which is surprising, given his actions in this scene makes me believe there is not a chance in hell this man passed sexual harassment training.
Casual Friday. Jackie. Oh, Jackie.
Yeah, oh, whoa.
Apparently he does all this so that way there's no chance of him coming back to a dead-end job, which, I mean, sure, I guess burn all the bridges you want, but I feel like there are just as effective, if not more effective ways of doing that than by becoming a registered sex offender.
He's pulling his cock out!
Oh, don't worry. If you thought this movie wasn't suddenly creepy enough, Benny violates a totally random woman on live television. This part makes even less sense because the whole reason that Toby is causing all this havoc in Detroit, other than securing Finn, is to get noticed for the DeLeon competition. They're supposed to get as much footage as possible from both police dash cams and news reports of his expert stunt driving to get an invitation into the DeLeon race, and Ben has the perfect setup to secure some footage. Instead, the movie decides Ben should broadcast a woman's ass on live TV just cause. Pretty much just because he can. No reason. No other reason. But that wasted opportunity doesn't matter because there's enough footage to get all eyes on Toby. So this is when I figured out that Michael Keaton is playing the elusive monarch figure. Not that I didn't know that wasn't Michael Keaton. I knew that was Michael Keaton. I just didn't know that was Monarch. I just didn't know that was Monarch. Okay, I know who Michael Keaton is. He's also a radio DJ for the underground criminal street racing ring, I guess. In a matter of 3 minutes, he features Dino and Julia on his show. Hang on. How fucking tough is it to get on this radio show? Isn't this illegal? Isn't all of this illegal? Or is it legal? I don't know. Does this operate like on John Wick rules? Like, is this the Continental? I feel like there's like a little bit of expert world building going on for that to make sense. Like, here we're just supposed to trust that like anyone can get on the underground street racing radio, but not the police. Also, I don't think we'll see Michael Keaton phone in a role like this again until they bring him back as Batman in The Flash. I'm not sure if he's going for a Howard Stern-like personality, but he's angry whispering all his lines into the microphone.
To you out there, flying across the country at killer speeds to prove something while you're tearing up the American asphalt. Born to run, baby. Born to run.
Hey, Michael. It's not a secret. You're on the radio. You can. We need a couple more decibels on the meter there, Mikey. Can you speak up a little bit? They stop in Nebraska to refuel, and both Toby and Julia turn into Looney Tunes characters when they see the police. What follows is maybe the most underwhelming and unnecessary on-foot police chase I've ever seen put to film. So they get out of their lickety-split and hit the road again. Whoa, I think the director's entire vision went into that fire-ass transition, dude. He was using CapCut for sure. There's this big car chase, and it's actually kind of cool. It's maybe one of the better parts of the movie, so I'm not going to show it because I'm not trying to make this movie look good. I'm trying to make it look bad, actually. Why would I show something good that happens in this movie? I'm going to skip ahead a little bit here because they basically make it back to Los Angeles. They check in. There's a confrontation with Dino, but ultimately they get to where they need to go. Except they get intercepted. They get caught. So that was kind of like the MacGuffin car of the whole movie, and it's just like fucked now. But it's okay because Toby gets a new car. He gets to drive the car that killed his friend. Before the big race, he visits Julia in the hospital because he's fine. Toby is fine. Julia is almost dying.
You are not the girl I thought you were.
Well, you learn a lot about a person when they've been hit by a truck.
You know, what I find funny about that line is typically you learn very little about a person after they've been hit by a truck. In fact, usually the only thing you learn about a person who's been hit by a truck is that they are probably dead now.
This is by far the best DeLeon I've ever put together. This is my David, man. This is my Pietà. This is my soup can.
Yeah, Michael. Yeah, it really sounds like this is the culmination of everything you've worked toward in your life. It really sounds like it means a lot to you. So they have the big race. The big race is going to commence. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. This part of the movie is actually pretty sick. Whenever there's like stunt driving portions, the movie knows what it's trying to do. It's a Need for Speed movie, so these are the parts that it gets right. I still have a huge hang up about the movie, and it's the fact that like this grand race is being orchestrated by this higher power that is Michael Keaton. He's pulling all the strings and broadcasting to everyone. Fucking Benny ends up in jail and convinces the guard to bring him an iPad so he can watch the race. They did not develop the logic of this race and the Monarch and the DeLeon well enough, because why can you just watch this highly illegal street race via the race app in prison, in jail? Why did they give him an iPad in jail? Also, there are so many cops that die during this race. Like by the end of the race, like Toby wins, but like so many police officers have like died, have straight up blown up, and he gets out like 18 months later or something like that. Like, no, man, you don't just get to walk. Yeah, I don't know. He wins the race. He fucking saves Dino from the burning car, and Dino gets arrested. Michael Keaton like connects all the dots for all of the listeners.
Well, now hold on, cretins. I'm hearing over the scanners that the Koenigsegg does indeed belong to Dino, and that's the missing evidence that killed Pete. Huh. Well, then it looks like Dino Bambino's going away for a long time.
Like, I don't know if that was more for the audience or for everyone in the movie. It's so ridiculous. Like, oh, hey guys, this man who's been disgraced for 2 years, actually, psych, actually, never mind. Actually, I have put together all the evidence, and actually the car that was missing that day, it actually was registered to Dino. I guess there actually was 3 cars. You know what that means? I guess Dino must have definitely killed that one kid. Like, he did, but like, it's kind of crazy that the Monarch, like, in 10 seconds was like, you know, actually this guy that we've kind of been riding the dick of 2 years, he killed somebody. And we fucking hate him now. He's not invited to the club anymore. He sucks. Yeah, dude, I don't know. This movie's awful. I love Aaron Paul. He's probably one of the stronger parts about this movie, but half the time his line deliveries are just weird as hell. Have you guys seen that Xbox One commercial that he did?
Oh, I just died.
That doesn't sound like a man who's ever played a video game in his life. So what is this all to say? That films that were adapted from racing video games are always definitely terrible? No, we don't know that for sure. At the time of this recording, I don't know how Gran Turismo is. It will probably be awful. If you enjoyed this video, please like, please subscribe, please share this video. Numbers go up, video gets found, and people like me and I get paid. Visit my link tree. I have a bunch of social media. I have have a Discord you can join. And if you're still here, you puked on my lawn.
You puked on my lawn.
There's no turning.